Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. Welcome to any new subscribers. Thank you for being here. So I'm out today having a little coffee, just reflecting on life as I do, and all the comments from yesterday's post. Very thought-provoking. I'm just going to show you where I'm sitting actually. Yes, this is a little spot where I sit. Come and have my coffee occasionally. It's a beautiful little spot. It got me thinking about home. And as you know, I'm a bit of a seeker, and as long as I can remember from when I was very young, I've been looking for that place called home. I didn't really like where I was growing up in England. I didn't feel at home in England for some reason. I didn't feel very English. But I think that's because I didn't feel like I fitted in very well. And I've understood why now. I probably didn't feel at home because I didn't feel at home in myself. And over the years, as soon as I left home, went to university, and when I left university, I went to Sweden. I lived in Sweden for 4 years. Hej hej allihopa, om ni pratar svenska. And from there I went to Brussels, and then I left Brussels and went to work in Botswana in the Okavango Delta, and from there I went to Spain. Oh no, I missed one. I went to Madagascar, lived in Madagascar for a while, and then to Spain, and then I settled down with the kids. Couldn't do that anymore, but I still moved around a lot with the kids because we were looking for something outside of ourselves. Something wasn't working, so we're constantly moving, trying to find the answer. And I've realized the home I was seeking was in who I am. And here I am, sharing this little story with you. And I've had a fantastic adventure, traveling the world, living in all sorts of different places. I don't regret it for one moment. And I'm sitting here in the south of France, and the south of France has been my home now for 7 years. And I came here to where I am now. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. In search of stability that I needed to create, particularly with young kids, but stability I needed for myself. There we go. And I found that stability now. I found that stability in who I am. And sitting here with this beautiful view, and I've had lots of comments about how lucky to live in the south of France, and it is beautiful, it is. But it doesn't feel like home anymore, now that I found home in who I am. And I'm very aware, and I've been aware for quite some time, that there's a big move coming. I don't know where to. It hasn't arrived in my awareness yet, this move. But I feel deeply that now that I have established home and who I am, and the stability I need, and the love, that the home that is meant for me is about to arrive. Yeah, I'm sure that resonates on some level with many of you. But it brought me to thinking about becoming, and in order to experience what it is you're looking for, I've understood, and it's been my experience, that you become that thing. You know. And in the last post I talked about how I was still looking for love outside myself and forgetting that I am that love. It's not so that I can be so independent that I never need to connect in love again, or that I have everything in who I am and therefore no longer need any other human connection. Absolutely not. It's all about, I believe, becoming everything that you need and knowing that you are the source of everything that you are creating. And in that way, once you become sovereign in yourself, in knowing who you are, you naturally start to attract the healthy connections, the perfect home that you've been seeking. And it's in who you are that you attract all that you need, all that you desire. And it's interesting because this is also about the creation of this channel. When I set out to do this, and I started to feel inspired to do this back in March, so it's, what are we now, June, a few months ago. And I set out with a very clear intention. I was at a blank canvas moment in my life that felt quite empty for a while. But I realized actually it was an opportunity to create, because I was becoming very aware of that creator within me, who I am, and that we create our reality whether we are aware of it or not. And we have a choice, once we are aware of it, that we do so consciously. And I started out thinking, okay, I wish to attract the people or the community that I don't need to explain myself to, that will understand on a deep level what it is I'm talking about, so that I can have that conversation that I've been so desperate at times to have, to speak from the heart, to be myself, to be authentic, and to show up and to know that there will be acceptance, that there will be a conversation, a meeting on the bridge that will be mutually fulfilling and respectful, and there will be that recognition, a deep recognition. And I set out to create this channel. I shut down all my other social media platforms and decided that I will show up and I will post and I'll speak from the heart. And the other intention was that it should be joyful, okay? Coming out of a period of deep healing and shadow work, that I wanted to create from a space of joy and really tap into that creativity, that creative life force that I know that exists within each of us. And so here I am, sharing this with you again, so you get a little insight into the creation of this channel. And it was all about becoming the algorithm, becoming the frequency that attracts like. We attract what we are giving out as a frequency. So it's so lovely to meet you guys in many ways, particularly as earlier in my life the frequency I was emitting was attracting very challenging relationships and situations. So yeah, there's a little insight into the creation of this channel, and I'm interested to see what evolves in this space and in my life in this moment, because it is a moment of shift. I can feel that, and it's a moment of immense creative potential. Again, it's sitting here and looking back, my seeker self, and in this moment understanding where I am and who I am, and knowing that I have an opportunity to create from this moment, from every moment, and that each moment is full of unlimited potential. And it's what we do in that space that is interesting. I thought I'd share that with you this morning as I sit here and drink my coffee. looking out over the vineyards in the south of France. And as always, I'd love to know what you think, your feedback. I love reading your comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.